Hey, what's up, folks? Jayborino here, continuing my Legacy of the Void Brutal walkthrough. We're heading into Brothers in Arms, the second Core Hall mission. The last one, I think, is a little dicey. It can be a little challenging because of the timing, but this mission, you have as much time as you need, and I really think it just kind of gets easier as things go on. So, as usual, I'll just go through real quick. I'm going to stick with what I've got. The Whirlwind Zealots are fine. Dragoons, though, I think are much better against Hybrid. They hit harder, and they can survive a little bit more. I understand you can blink Stalkers out if they're close to death, but frankly, I think if you just get Immortals in front of the Dragoons, you'll be fine. I don't know. I just prefer Dragoons. They have not done me wrong. I kind of went into this in the last mission, so I'm not going to try to defend myself for a million years. Core interface. Alrighty, so Solarite for the first mission where we can actually allocate it. Really, in my opinion, doesn't matter. I think what I'll do is just go ahead and get Temporal Field and then just put the rest in Supply, because then we can just slow down the Hybrid so that we don't lose anything to their stupid attacks when we're pushing against them, and that's pretty much it. Solar Lens would be nice if we could afford it, but we can't. I do have max Solarite for this point in the game, by the way, unless we would have went to Shakuras first. Solar Lance would be real nice. I love Solar Lance. You're going to see me using that a lot later on. In the meantime, let's just go ahead and bump up starting supply and construction time. I'm of two minds. I think starting supply, it seems wasteful, right? But it actually does save you a couple hundred minerals early on, whereas construction time, in this mission, we're not going to be building a ton of cannons all over the place, so it really doesn't matter. Construction time on holdout missions, on the other hand, though, can be very, very important. Let's get started, though. I don't want to take too much time before these missions to kind of explain my choices. I'll probably get faster and faster as time goes on after I already justify why I'd pick one unit over the other. I won't have to do it every mission, such as Dragoons versus Stalkers. Honestly, I think the hardest part of this mission is just the very beginning. I think just pushing, or holding off that first hybrid push is probably the hardest part. And it's possible that we would have a temporal whatever up at that point. I can't remember the name of any of these. I couldn't name Orbital Strike correctly for the life of me in the last mission. It's temporal something.
Welcome to Bennett Port, at least what's left of it. Mobius Corps entrenched themselves here to keep us from the artifact. Valerian's setting up his base now. Once he gets...
Raynor, what is happening?
The Hybrid are channeling void energy into the Keystone. The resulting psionic disruption has overwhelmed the Terrans.
Deploy our Immortals. We need heavy assault to protect these Terrans until the disruption subsides.
Man, that's 2 I owe you, Artemis. Felt like I was losing my damn mind.
The Keystone is recharging, Commander. They will surely activate it again soon. We must reclaim it.
You ain't kidding. Let's lock and load, partner.
So really just make Immortals. It's not that frequently in... Whoops, my mouse was off the screen there. It's not that frequently in Legacy of the Void where you just, like, exclusively make the unit that you're given in that specific time. But in this one, really, until you're ready to push out, you only have to make Immortals to defend.
We can construct Immortals from the robotics facility. They are quite effective at sieging enemies or defending our allies.
So it looks like we probably will have enough for a temporal field for that first attack.
All right. My boys are taking this fight to Mobius Corps. And once you got your defenses in place, bring the heat.
And that will help quite a bit, I think, if you just use that really for the first, like, 1 or 2 attacks. That's the only time you really have to be worried about the hybrid. I would say in this mission, though, you need a lot to be able to push and win.
This disruption has hit my forces hard. We've taken heavy casualties, and we're going to need more time to establish our fortifications. Do what you can to keep them at bay.
Already on it. Your position will be secure till they fire off that Keystone again.
So there's a base over here. I don't think you can really rush taking it, only because you really do need the money to make some extra Immortals early on. I think we can get 4 Immortals, or we can get a 4th Immortal here, so let's get that started. We'll get more.
Hierarch, several of our Dominion research facilities are reporting that they are under attack. If you can rescue them, I'll return any Protoss technology they've collected to you.
We'll get more probes. Now, I'm not that familiar with, like, where every single mineral pallet is. That would help.
A Dominion facility.
Oh, can't believe we made it out alive. Some of our medics will stay behind in case you need them.
Okay. And I would just say go ahead and pick those up right away. They're, you know, really easy to take. You can get it with your starting immortals. I've made 4 now, and I think I can get even a 5th one out in time, and we will have a temporal field up. So again, just play it safe with this first group. You only need immortals. Don't even really bother with thinking about pushing out, because even if you take these front bases...
Keystone is emitting powerful energies. I expect it will fire again soon.
Even if you take these front bases, it won't matter, because your allies will move up, but they set up like really shitty fortifications that are just going to get easily overwhelmed, like immediately. So again, I wouldn't even bother. So we have 4 immortals. We're going to have a 5th one. Now I'd recommend don't stand inside the Terran base. You'd think, oh well, I don't know. It feels comforting to be surrounded by allies, but they're all stunned, and they're just going to sit there and path block you. They really don't do that well in stopping the hybrid and path blocking the hybrid. Just wait for the hybrid to move up the ramp, go up behind them, and kill them. Every time. You can sit your immortals in between the 2 bases and then just easily go and attack whichever hybrid comes up first. And that's like all you need to do. So now we're just going to casually walk up behind this thing. And then, obviously, micro them out a little bit. Like, once their shield goes up, then that's when you micro them out. And then that's it. So now he moves away, you move away. There we go. First group is saved, we back up. Actually, building some shield generators early on at this point, I realize now, might be a great idea. Let's keep getting probes, though. Move our lower immortals to the back, and then just wait for the next group. We have more than enough immortals. We even have a 6th one coming now, which is more than enough. Again, wait for those things to move towards the ramp. Now there's 4. Make sure you focus fire. This one's absolutely going to die. Oh, maybe not. This one may die. Never mind. All right, turn around and hit him. Might lose him here. Okay, good. Okay, this worked out great. And this one had barrier backup. There we go. So now we just back up. Now I have more than enough money to take my other base. We can saturate my other gas.
Forces are ready. The Dominion is engaging Mobius Core.
And then just set up a semi-small defense over here. So yeah, here, and then just set up, like, again, like a paltry defense right here. Enough to delay to get your immortals or dragoons back to base. And I will make zealots to help me push, but for the most part, they're gonna die really, really, really fast. So I wouldn't really recommend making too many of them. Okay, and then lots and lots of pylons. I understand I could use deploy pylon. I don't have to, though.
Mobius Core has turned their sights upon our nexus. Prepare for battle.
Okay.
All will worship or be forever silent.
Sure. Yeah, whatever you say, buddy. Okay, back out. Oh, that's bad. That was not good. Hey! Hey, he survived. We must have had barrier up or something. There we go. So these guys are alive. This poor probe, I don't know what he's doing. So this is what I was talking about. You set up some cannons here. Honestly, if I'd have made like 1 shield battery in advance, we'd be better than fine. Better than fine. So the best place to sit, in my opinion, is just sit on this road, and then you can see where the hybrid are going to attack. Mobius Core is never going to be able to push into these bases, so don't even worry about that. You just have to focus on the hybrid, and that's literally it. So just make a ton of immortals starting out, and saturate your bases, and I find that this mission is definitely on the easier spectrum of brutal, because you have as much time as necessary. Just don't not be building immortals if you have under, like, 5. And then you'll be, I think, just absolutely fine. This mission is quite simple, in my opinion. Just get a few extra cannons here. Again, Mobius Core does attack your base, usually once each cycle, like once between each disruption. So that's why you just want to make sure you are well defended in case you're pushing out. But for the most part, until I get well over 100 supply, I'm not going to be attacking, so my forces are just going to be sitting near my base, and I will have nothing to worry about. So let's just go ahead and put Chrono Boost on here. We'll get shields next. We've got another Immortal coming out. And I'm pretty sure it goes for Valerian's base next.
Keystone is emitting powerful energies. I expect it will fire again soon.
Okay, we've got full shields back up. We can also get a few shield batteries so that we can get our shields back quickly once this engagement is over. Okay, we'll just get like 2 of them. They'll build up their energy over the course of this next disruption. More Immortals coming out. Queuing up more. I have both of these hotkey, but I'm not really using them. That's one thing I've been lacking, is utilizing hotkeys for my Nexi, which seems simple, but for some reason I don't do it.
Also affecting the Mobius Core. We should attack them once our allies are safe.
Okay, we got a nice little base set up here. We've got a lot of immortals going in to defend my allies. We have more coming out, even more. And we might want to get some dragoons to kind of attack from behind. So again, we move up behind them. Focus fire, focus fire, focus fire. Notice how fast we kill these things. I just want to point out that the melee ones, I believe, detect. So don't even bother with Dark Templar this mission. I think a lot of people, they're really into these Dark Templar. I agree they're very good, but there's a lot of detection. There's a lot of detection on most of these maps, so you'd think that you can get away with it. I thought I had like an aha moment thinking, oh, you know, just make DTs, and then I realized, well, I'm pretty sure the melee ones detect, or at least they do in every single Zeratul mission that exists. Back up, turn and fight. Back up, turn and fight. Alright, you're gonna go down. I haven't lost a single immortal yet, though I'm about to. There we go. That's the first one we've lost, though, in 2 main attacks. And in each of these cycles, we're just growing.
That's one hell of a headache. Thanks for the help, Artanis.
We're just growing in size, so ultimately, there's nothing we have to worry about. We just drop these down. We might as well just use Pylon Call Down because I have a ton of energy. And this just goes to show, I didn't even use Temporal Field on either of those attacks. I didn't use it. I guarantee there was someone out there. You fucking use it! You're talking about using it! You didn't use it, you idiot! I know. I sympathize with you. I'm telling myself that right now. Why didn't I use it? And I'll tell you why. Because I didn't have to. I didn't feel the absolute need. So I didn't do it. But, hey, all turned out well. I am going to saturate these gases because I have a feeling I'm going to need it later, even though right now I have more than enough. We'll get some Dragoons. We'll get some Zealots eventually. Zealots actually not that bad against Hybrid because they don't have any area of effect damage, which ultimately means that you can distract them very easily with Zealots, if that makes sense. So let's go ahead and take my other Chrono Boost and put it on my second Robo Facility. Okay, we're pretty much saturated at both my bases. Here comes this silly attack. Let's just back up. Draw them into the cannons at least or something. There we go. Now turn and fight. We don't have any AoE, but we have more than enough to deal with this. You'd think, oh, you need DTs or Whirlwind Zealots. You don't. You just don't. I don't want to sound like an asshole. I just want to emphasize that I think a lot of people are enamored with certain things that you don't necessarily need to beat this. And I just want to emphasize that. That doesn't mean don't use Dark Templar. That doesn't mean don't make Zealots, but you don't need them. So don't worry if you don't have them. So you can come to Core Hall before you go to Shakuras. Though, actually, in retrospect, I would recommend going to Shakuras first, just so that you can get Vorzun on your ship and get some extra dialogue, which I did not do in my initial playthrough because I did not know about that. Anyway, we just keep getting more and more immortals. We can get 2 at a time, getting real good income. Probably wait for the next disruption. Keep making more units. Get close to 150 supply. What I'm probably going to do are split my units and
the Keystone is about to emit another disruption nova.
blast my way through
The
both
Terrans
bases.
will be incapacitated while the disruption is active.
Indeed. So maybe I'll get around to Zealots this time around. Loving these Dragoons. I've never even looked at how much extra damage they do compared to Stalkers. This seems significantly more than Stalkers. Maybe I'm crazy. I understand they attack slower, though. Once you get those Energizer... what am I thinking? Sentries. The Energizer Sentries. Oh, Lord. Those are so good. Because basically they negate the Dragoon. They completely negate the Dragoon downsides, which is speed and attack speed, movement speed and attack speed. It's incredible. It's just incredible. So we'll come down here. Maybe I'll actually use Temporal Field this time, and then if we have extra time, which I suspect we will because I have a huge army now, we'll be able to actually push out and kill some Mobius Core and actually get this on the road. So my biggest weakness, in my opinion, let's kill this group like normal and then use Temporal Field on the second group. My biggest weakness is maybe waiting a little too long to attack in this mission. I mean, I could probably push out and do some serious damage earlier. In fact, we can move out now and maybe kill the hybrid that are in this base, meet the hybrid that are coming at us, use Temporal Fields. Let's have everybody move in so that they can actually start doing some real damage. Here come this group. Here comes this group. All right, clump up, go. Let's actually use Temporal Field this time. That's probably not going to be that effective because they're just going to walk right through it, I think, because my Zealots are dead. Getting rid of this, though, will have Valerian set up a base, which honestly is not as good in my opinion, because what that means is you can't hold out in your cool little in-between area anymore.
Forge ahead to the Keystone's location.
And I like my little cool in-between area, unfortunately, but now I can't be bothered with it.
Dark there for a while. Good thing you've got our backs.
Okay, let's deploy a pylon here.
Dominion SCVs, establish a fortification line here.
We'll get more gateways as well. We keep making immortals. And we're going to be we're going to be very close to maxed out here. Let's just sit here, let them build this up, even though these areas are completely ineffective at holding their ground against Mobius Core. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We can hold out here until the next disruption and then push in and do some real damage. Honestly, I think I'd rather just wait for the disruption. We can draw some... Oh, never mind. I was going to say, we can draw some of this stuff out, kill it, and then poke in and do some damage, but it's probably better to just wait. All right, back up. All right, now turn and fight. There's tanks in the back that I'd rather just avoid. Ravens, annoying. I'm really just giving them time to set up this crap. All right, get out of the way. Unfortunately, he did not have barrier up. Let's see if we can just force our way through this. I've changed my mind. Let's make Dragoons and Zealots. Let's make more Immortals. And looks like we're going to make some real progress here. So we can just force our way through this crap. It's going to open up the gateway for us to push further during the next disruption. I would just recommend, if I could recommend one major thing for this, is don't push before you have a lot of units. Like, don't throw away your units. There's no reason. Even during disruptions, you don't need to waste your units. So don't. Don't bother. You don't have to, so don't. Okay, we might go down. I think this is either medevacs down here or science vessels. Either way, we'll get them. Push through here. We can get rid of these buildings that are creating units. There's so many buildings in the Mobius base. It's crazy. Okay, and you can see we did lose a reasonable amount of stuff.
Marines, push the battle line forward.
Okay, and then let's just keep making immortals. Pop these guys open. We can get a couple more pylons, just in case we lose any up near the front lines. Okay, so I'm going to swing down here and before the next disruption, go in and get the optional objective. Then we'll go up and help Raynor. We'll see where the...
I expect the Keystone will emit another disruption nova soon.
We'll see where the hybrid go in this next section. Zealots dying, don't care. Let's go ahead and throw down a pylon here. And make a bunch of Zealots and Dragoons.
Thank heavens. Almost everyone died. Just a few medevacs left. I'll send them to support the Emperor's forces.
All shall submit.
That one looks like he's going top, so we're going to move up in this direction. And then we'll be already up there, and we can push through with the rest of the disruption timer through this forward base and then up into, I think, didn't you say this was medevacs? Yeah, then we can push up and get the science vessels. I believe it's science vessels, yeah. So we'll get some Zealots again. They do help against hybrid. Again, I will constantly say the Zealots, their main role is to just soak up hits. Their goal is to take hits from these hybrids so that nothing more important is taking hits. This is probably a good temporal field area. Probably could have spread those out a little more. It doesn't completely stop hybrids, so whatever. These guys aren't going to kill any of my friends' buildings today. In fact, I think there's an achievement to not let them lose a certain amount of buildings. Clearly, we're not going to have a problem with that. Seems like we lost most of our Zealots, surprisingly. Let's just get more. And Dragoons. Okay, move on up. Oh, these guys storm. Honestly, the storms are kind of annoying. I can't really move. This is the downside of Dragoons. You can't really avoid that crap. Right, move in. You really have... I struggle, at least, to avoid that kind of stuff. But you know what? We can reinforce so quickly, it doesn't matter. So, what I'm going to do is start pushing into the next area.
Oh, hell. This doesn't get me easier. Time to take him out.
Looks like Raynor had pushed into the... Oh, you know what? I helped him push into this earlier. I took out one of the hybrid that was in the front there. Honestly, I think the hybrid defending this base are the only thing that really stopped Raynor from being able to do anything. Same with Valerian. Like, they can take their little forward bases. Good for them. Oh, they actually are setting something up here. Maybe I should have gone down there and defended them. I don't know if it's possible. Well, what I can do is this. And just...
We've broken their defenses. Let's get some bunkers out there.
Okay, now we can swing up here. It's easy to miss this little road. You think you might have to go further, and you don't. There we go. Whirlwind's doing wonders to help Valerian set up his stupid little forward base. That's not going to help. But it might, but it probably won't. All right, let's push in here. There we go.
Thank you for your help. Our last science vessels are on their way to the front line.
Emperor Valerian, we have secured all of the threatened facilities.
I promise you, I won't forget this kindness, Hierarch.
Pretty large attack coming in here, but you know what? Whirlwind Zealots, they do so much damage up front. As long as they survive, they can defend against this kind of stuff. Okay, kill the science vessel. And probably want to just keep attacking with Valerian during the next disruption. And hope that the hybrid end up going towards where my units are as opposed to up towards Raynor, because then I'll have to pull out. I don't want to have to do that. Okay, so I'd rather, like, if I can, I want to just move up into this base. Probably start moving into this base right during the disruption. In fact, I'm just going to start moving up now. Then the disruption will pop, and then regardless of where they want to go, they're going to run into my stuff. I hate this thing. Let's just do this. Does he still cast? Oh, he sure does cast Storm. All right, burn this thing down before he storms me a million more times. There we go. There we go. And again, regardless of where the hybrid want to go.
Disruption will occur soon. Remember, we can use this time to protect our allies from the hybrid, or attack Mobius Core.
Regardless of where the hybrid want to go, they're probably going to run into me here. So this is why I'm here doing this. And again, you notice I waited until I had the absolute highest amount of units possible before pushing through. Here they are.
Oh man, my car! Why does this keep happening?
You know what? I think that's a shout out to It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I actually just watched that episode the other day. As I'm pretty sure, isn't that from the gang solves the gas crisis? I think when they break into Dennis and Dee's biological father's apartment, or they think it's his apartment and it's not, and then they keep like destroying that guy's car over and over. I'm like 100% sure that that's what that's a reference to. Anyway, we could just go and end. Oh, there's another group. Let's do this here. Burn this down. I don't have enough to call in a pylon, so let's get more Dragoons. Dragoons hit really hard, which again is why I keep making them. I could blink Stalkers out of that storm, but frankly I have enough money, so it doesn't matter.
Continue onward, warriors.
Okay, so we can push through here and actually destroy these annoying bunkers and stuff. 33 seconds, 34 seconds. So I'm a little concerned that maybe the humans would flank me, but I hope not. All right, this is bad. Focus fire, focus fire, focus fire. There, with Stalkers Immortals, there's no point in trying to avoid. There's no point in trying to avoid this. You guys might as well just kill this, and I don't see a point in delaying. I could wipe the whole base, but I'm not going to. Let's just end this.
Getting real tired of that. Let's give them a taste of the pain.
Cool, and we got all the extra Solarite. I don't find this mission that challenging. Again, easy to medium spectrum.
We pushed Mobius Core back. Damn. Look at this place. Even the Zerg didn't tear into the city like this.
Alrighty, another one bites the dust. I'm going to skip this. Again, I'm skipping those kind of cutscenes because this is a walkthrough. I'm sorry. I have another playthrough. You could very easily go and watch all the dialogue, all the cutscenes, or better yet, if you can afford it, you should buy the game yourself. Alrighty, another one bites the dust. Like I said, this has been Jayborino. Thanks so much for watching. We'll come back. We'll go to Shakuras. Actually found those missions to be much easier my second time around, even on Brutal. I had a lot of trouble on Hard with both of them, but I'll show you how it's done. See you next time. Bye now.